All right, traders, a very good evening to you all. This is Aviral from the Tradepsyche, and I welcome you all to the post-market analysis, outlook, and expectations of the market for tomorrow. So, in this video, we'll analyze that how can be the markets for tomorrow, what can be some of the crucial supports and resistances for the market, right? And we'll also see at the end of this video the OI data analysis, the change in OI data basically, right? And what kind of data we have formed, whether it's bullish, whether it's bearish. We'll try to take out a bias if there is any from that OI data, right? We'll also discuss that how were the markets today, right? And how was the expiry, what discussions we have had in our Telegram group for today's session, right? And what was our discussion prior to that, right? I'll be leaving the link to my Telegram group in the description box below. Do check it out if you are a trader, someone who is who is a intraday swing positional, whatever kind of trader you are. If you are someone new and you are looking for guidance that what to trade, when to trade, how much to trade, then you can definitely check out that group. I have experience of more than 4.5 years of trading. So, and we provide live intraday OI data analysis, bearish bias, bullish bias, whatever guidance you need in the world of trading, right? So I'll be leaving the link to that in the description box. Do check it out. It's a private group. You will not find it on Telegram even if you know the name, right? It has a nominal joining fees. If you want, you can check that out. If you have any doubts, any issues, leave it in the comment sections of the video, right? So let's start the discussion with having the discussions, analyzing that what discussions we have had, right? So to be frank, right, from past 2 to 3 sessions, what we have been analyzing, just got distracted by a news flash, right? From past 2 to 3 sessions, what discussions we are having, what data analysis we have been doing. So I have been doing this OI data analysis from past 2.5 years, and they are till today they are beautifully working. But from past 2 sessions, whatever we have been analyzing, the markets are doing completely opposite. For example, on Friday, the data was very bearish at the close, and even after the adjusted data came, the data was very bearish. Monday we saw huge short covering, at least 200 points, 300 points short covering from the bottom to the data for today, like now, which we'll see that what we analyzed was heavily bullish, but we saw weakness on in the markets, right? So this is what we discussed. The data yesterday, the data got adjusted slightly early, so we posted in the night itself around 8:30 p.m., right? So change in OI, almost 3.5 cr shorts unwinded and 4 cr of longs added. The data was clearly bullish, right? Total open interest, we mentioned that biggest resistance now is at 26,000, small resistance is at 25,700, 25,800. Despite of that, today we saw some weakness. So there was something which the markets was worried about today, and there is something which markets is worried about today. And I think even if you see GIF Nifty at the current point of time, it is 8:44 p.m. It's 26 points down, right? So this is the discussions we discussed: the FII stance, FII unwinded shorts. So that was also bullish. Then we discussed, then we analyzed the participants' why data. Clients were heavily bearish. Pros and FIs both were heavily bullish. Still, I think the data, today we saw some weakness, right? Then today morning, we discussed that as per the Gifty, we are expecting a gap down of 80 points, right? And we discussed after the pre-open with the spot opening 50 points down, and I think future open 80 points down. We specifically discussed that any short which has to come with it will come below 25,500. We specifically mentioned that we will enter longs above prior daily high, which is 25,700. Any price sustaining above 25,700, we can go long till 800, 900. This is the discussion we had today morning. Then we posted an image that Nifty is taking support at the exact green zone which was marked in the video. If you are a regular viewer, you must be knowing that we discussed yesterday that unless and until this green zone breaks down, we cannot short the market, right? So that analysis worked perfectly, right? In the morning, the market seemed weak to me, but I think markets took support and it went above 25,600 and it went till 25. I think today 800, right? If you essentially see 760 till 760, we went, right? Then we mentioned that Nifty 50 IV is high, means we can expect some move, and at the money premiums are very low. See, this is a scenario when if you essentially see that in this image the IV was 19 and the premiums were 63 and 40. So this means that since the IV is so high and the premiums are so low, it means it specifically means that you will see volatile movements, right? uh, Means the markets do not want to stay here. This was posted at 9:33 and exactly the markets did not stay there, right? Then post that Nifty support from green zone, once we cross 25,700 we can go long. uh, we also mentioned when the markets broke out of 25,700 we waited for it to sustain, but it didn't sustain. Then post that we gave a view of Nifty long Nifty bull spread here at around 1122. So if you specifically see around 1122 we were somewhere roughly around here. Then we saw good breakout, and but at in the second half of the market today I saw weakness and we actually booked it on the intraday basis. I never trade on intraday basis. I'm a basically a swing positional trader, but I saw some weakness coming, right? Then we mentioned, so the Nifty currently is hovering around 690. This was the message around 1133. We move violently down and violently up. Since the IV is high today you will see violent moves, right? Then we discussed we moved above 25700 but did not sustain. Now slowly we are moving near 25700. If a second breakout happens that can sustain, right? All right, Nifty is moving good. That was around 1220. Then around I think 101 p.m. I mentioned that today one unique thing was happening, that every rise was seeing a heavy sell. So it means, I'll take you to 1 minute's time frame. It means there was someone who was deliberately selling the markets. Firstly, we opened gap down, then we saw a huge rise, then a huge sell off also. Almost 60-70% of that rise got corrected. Then if you see, every breakout was followed by a counter red move, and that red move was with big candles, not with small weak candles, right? Then around 2 p.m. we mentioned a message. IV is 19, 25,700 P is 15, 25 cent 50 CE is at 23. Very violent moves can come. We mentioned around, if you see the time, around 1:49 p.m. So around 1:49 p.m. we are roughly around here, 150 to 149. This was the candle, 1:49 p.m. And 5 minutes after that we saw a violent fall from roughly around 733 to 660, almost 70 points fall, right? So this is the kind of analysis we do in our Telegram group. Then we posted some intraday comments. That's all what we had discussed. So markets basically did essentially nothing today. We opened gap down, right? We exactly took support from where we mentioned that unless and until this green zone breaks down you cannot initiate any bearish trade, and markets moved up from that point. We mentioned that yes, I'm seeing some problem in the markets, might be some we made we gave the view of a bullish market, but then we booked out, right? So this was the discussion we have had, and this was exactly what markets did. Let's start the discussion for tomorrow. All right, I'll basically remove all these levels. I'll try to explain some of the things. Listen to it carefully, right? So tomorrow what we discussed is, this was a clear bullish engulfing candlestick, and I mentioned that I am not uh, uh, kind of not satisfied with the bullishness coming today, right? Because after 3 days fall, suddenly nothing happened without any news. A big green candle, if it forms, it seems slightly suspicious, right? So I'm not satisfied with the green. I need one more closing of the prior daily high to make it sustain or make it actually bullish. So today we have again closed above prior daily high, but with a catch, right? If you see on early time frame, and if you essentially remember this in the last to last weekly analysis video, when the markets were roughly around here, that if at all markets do this kind of retracement till 25,800, till this red zone, the first thought which should come in your mind should be to short the market at this point. And today at exactly around this zone we are seeing slight weakness. So I will discuss this on smaller time frames, that how to plan this move perfectly. So in order to you should not get trapped on any one side. Why I'm talking about a trap, getting trapped on any side, because if at all you see today's daily candlestick, we have wicks on the both sides, right? So it means that markets are in a slight confusion. And if any candle has a long wick, it essentially means you have to mark the open and the close of the market. If we are crossing the close and we are sustaining, it is highly probable that we might achieve the prior daily high. And if we are closing, if you are crossing the open of the market, it is highly probable that we might go till the low of the prior daily candle, right? So I'll remove these levels, right? So today's low is 25,570 and today's high is 760. So this will be your no trading zone. This support zone, this green zone will remain the same, right? The candle today has closed on a bullish note above prior daily high. That all we all know that, right? But on smaller time frames, as per our strategy, unless and until tomorrow we break out above 25,800, do not try to go bullish. If at all you do not see a early candlestick sustaining above like this, don't try to go long. Why? I'll tell you why. See, what will happen is, we know that the markets broke down this zone with a gap down. So, and markets took fairly a long time to again reach till that point, right? So, of course, naturally, the bears would have built some shorts here. If the markets come till this point and they show a price action like this, right? It means that yes, the markets are taking a resistance. What is the last swing are seeing in the market? This is the last swing. So if tomorrow markets try to breach 25 650 640, it is the first sign that yes, 640 650 is which level? This level, 660. If tomorrow the markets they start to breach 660 on the downside, it is the first sign that yes, the markets are bearish. If markets breach this green zone below 25,570, the market's first level will be reached as 25,500. Below 25,500, you can start initiating shorts for 25,300, and below 25,300 we will cover this gap on the downside. This was bearish scenario, but it will be highly dependent on the kind of opening we are seeing in the markets. This is 15 minutes time frame, because we are seeing a wick on the both of the sides of the candle. So it will essentially be dependent on the kind of opening tomorrow, right? If at all we are opening a big gap down, roughly, let's suppose roughly around here, so all these bulls will kind of feel trapped, and we will form a bearish pole and flag pattern, and this trend line will get broken down. Wait for a retest after the gap down, then enter any shorts for a move like this. That's it. If tomorrow the markets are opening gap down, I'll be looking for sell on rise opportunities, keeping SL as day high, 25 prior daily high, 25,570, 25, not 570, 25,700, right? If at all the markets are opening a big gap up, these bulls which have carried longs today, they will get a boost. Firstly, they will try to book somewhere, because if the markets are roughly opening around here, this is a resistance point, they will book at this point. Markets will roughly come down to prior daily high, and then markets can take a support, right? If the markets are opening on flat basis, if the markets are opening in this range, do not trade in this range, 25,600 to 25,800, 200 points range. Do not trade, because see what many traders do, and even I used to do in my first 2 to 3 years of trading, is what I used to do when the markets were trapped in a range. I used to take, let's suppose my bias is bullish, I used to take a call option here. The markets used to drop, I think, oh, the markets are about to fall. I used to think the markets are about to fall, I used to exit my bullish position here, and I used to enter a put. The markets again went up. Then I thought, then I used to think that, oh, the markets have come up, now the markets will definitely go, cross this. I exit my bearish position here, I enter a bullish position, but the market again comes down. I know that many of you traders are, on daily basis, you are getting trapped in this. So do not do this mistake again and again. That's why there is a range which is regularly given to you on daily basis, that if there is a range, do not trade in this range, markets will trap you. Because how traders approach the market is, if we do not take any position here, this much move we will miss. If the markets are sustaining above this point, you have almost 1,000 to 1,500 points to be captured on the upside. If the markets are sustaining below this green zone, you have 2000 points to capture on the downside. At least have this much patience that you can wait for this, zone to get over or to be crossed about, right? So try to improve your mistakes on a daily level, right? So now we have a supportive trend line coming from the bottom. If at all tomorrow we break this trend line, it will be a bearish pole and flag pattern, and we can see this much rally on the downside, right, traders? So this was the discussion for Nifty. Let's quickly go to Bank Nifty. What discussions we should have? Bank Nifty, if at all you see on daily time frame, it is relatively uh, bullish than Nifty. Why? Because today, I think uh, banks, some news have come for banks, right? And they think it's bullish, but let's see how the chart pans out, right? So above for Bank Nifty, above 61 to 50 tomorrow, you can target 61 500 and 62,000, but above 62,000, don't do the mistake of remaining short in the market, because above 62,000 ultra, because it's all time high, legit all time high, right? In Bank Nifty, where will the shorts come? Only and only short below 60,500, because 60,500 is still a good support. If the markets come down like this, the markets will first, this will be the first hit after a breakout till this, sorry, second hit. So second hit, markets will always try to take a support, then third and fourth hit, if the markets come and do this and break, Bank Nifty is breaking the level of 6500, then short Bank Nifty for this level. All right, getting my point. The bias is not bearish in Bank Nifty as per from the charts, right? So only short if 6500 is getting crossed on the downside, keeping a target for 60,000 and 59,000. Longs, the market is in bullish trajectory, the longs, right? So let's discuss, the data has been adjusted. Let's discuss the change in OI data. For Nifty, 17th Feb expiry has been done today. 24th Feb we'll discuss. We are seeing slightly more addition of shorts for Nifty, right? And that's what the charts are also saying, that relatively Nifty is weaker. If at all we compare from Bank Nifty, relatively we compare then, right? Uh, a good support is at 25,700, and if 25,700 breaks down, I think 600 and 500. I think the last hope for bulls is 25,700. Tomorrow 25,700 should not break down below 25,700, because I think the support is in the decreasing order. It is not in the increasing order, right? So if 700 breaks down tomorrow, we can see a trending bearish day. And how to analyze this data is, see, still 25,750 is the resistance, because the red bar, the call sellers are more than the put sellers. It means the bears are heavier or are more powerful than the bulls at 750. So above 750 we can definitely see 800, but above 800 we can definitely see a very sharp short covering in the market, right? So data is slightly bearish for Nifty, right? Total open interest, I think still 700 has slightly more you know bulls than bears, but bears are almost equal to the bulls. So it is a, I think from my perspective, it is a weak support now, which is the last strong support, which is the strong support 25,500. So I think 25,700 should be protected, and it is very weak now. Any slightly down move below 25,700, it will be a violent move to 600 and 500. But 500, I'll repeat again, 500 will not break down in once, because the bulls are very much heavy at this point of time. So it will take multiple hits to break 25,500. But if it breaks down, it will be a sharp crash to 25,000. I'll remind you that, right? So from my perspective, total open interest still looks decent. I think there is a decent support at 600 and 500. So the market should be able to protect 25,500 tomorrow. For Bank Nifty, the OI change, uh, I think it's more bullish. It's relatively very, very bullish than Nifty. We are seeing 10 lakh additions of bullish positions and 4,000 unwinding, 4,000 positions unwinding of shorts. Right, major support which has been added is at 61,000. So that's what I'm saying. Even if we see a dip till 61,000, the Bank Nifty traders are planning to buy Bank Nifty. Getting my point, right? So this was the complete discussion for Nifty and Bank Nifty. Uh, and by the meantime, I have made the video around 20 minutes. Gift Nifty has fallen to minus 40 points, right? So be careful in the markets. Uh, be alert tomorrow, right? The markets can give you a negative move tomorrow because Nifty's data is looking slightly bearish today, right? All right, traders. I hope you have liked the analysis, right? If you have been watching till this point, and if you have not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to the channel. Leave a like if you have liked the analysis, and if you have any doubt, comment in the comment section. Cheers. Stay safe in the market.